Hey everyone, it's Tanner and welcome back to Steampunks for another video. Now I know I've been absent from the channel for a little while and I'm not going to go into details here. If you want to see what's up, you can go check it out down in the description. Now back to the video. This is not the first time we've taken a dive into the pool of $5 games on Steam, and it certainly won't be the last. There are quite a few gems on Steam that can be part of your collection for only a handful of change. For the cost of a cup of coffee, some of these games can give you hours of entertainment. While they may not be the most expansive games, that doesn't mean they don't leave some impact on the players, and for a fraction of the cost of their AAA counterparts. So without further ado, here's 5 more games for $5 on Steam. Graveland Pirate is a turn-based strategy game where you control a gang of pirates on their hunt for treasure. Just as your crew is setting sail, the seas turn violent and wash you up on a deserted island. On the island you will have to travel to different points in search of a way off, laying waste to enemies along the way. Eventually, you and your crew emerge from the island, still in search of gold and jewels. The rest of the game goes pretty much like this. Land on an island, build up your team with reinforcements, and slay all the enemies on the island in order to progress. This game has a very colorful palette that is pleasing to the eyes, as well as a soundtrack that fails to get worn out even after hours of gameplay. While on the simple side in the turn-based combat genre, Graveland Pirate is still a worthwhile experience. Poker Night 2 is exactly what it sounds like. It's a poker game. If that appeals to you, then listen up. If it doesn't, then you can tune out for the next 30 seconds or so. Normally I wouldn't include a game like this in any showcase, except for the fact that this game is only a couple of bucks, and it features some characters that are just really weird to see together. Like, I'm not even sure what the original idea for this game was. Like, we have Claptrap from Borderlands and GLaDOS from Portal, and topping it all off is Brock Sampson from one of my all-time favorite TV shows, The Venture Bros. This game is just an oddity. It plays like any other poker simulator, but with some funny voice acting and some memorable characters. I'm willing to bet this one is worth having in your collection just for the novelty.
It appears you have lost all your chips. Oh well, it's only money. Your money.
For anyone who didn't get to experience the glory of Roller Coaster Tycoon back in the 90s, I get the pleasure of explaining it to you. Basically, Roller Coaster Tycoon was one of the first Tycoon genre games, and it was based all around building and managing your own amusement parks. Everything in the game is buildable, from rides to concessions to all the scenery. The game gives you different scenarios, and you unlock scenarios as you complete more parks. Each scenario usually consists of you having a few things checked off in your park before a certain amount of time has passed. Each of the scenarios is unique, and the variety in this game makes it a pleasure to play anytime. No two parks you create will ever look the same. Also, if you get bored of the stock roller coasters the game gives you, the game features a roller coaster builder that will allow you to create anything you could think of, which for a game that once came in cereal boxes is a pretty advanced feature. If you're into Tycoon games, then definitely give this one a look. I'm having trouble finding a more recent game that compares to its execution and replay value. Vertigo Void is a puzzle game where you have to navigate an astronaut around a 3D platform. Each puzzle comes in the form of a new platform that you need to traverse, with the goal being opening the portal and entering through it to enter the next stage. While this game may seem simple, it becomes more challenging when the time limit is added into the gameplay. Trekking around the platform and finding switches to open the door aren't very difficult, but when under a time crunch, it can be a mad scramble to unlock the portal and get to the finish. For experienced players, there are collectibles throughout each course that will give you a higher score on the level, but it's just a fun simple game to throw on when you're looking for something different. Vertigo Void won't be for everyone, but I can see the right cross-section of players getting a ton of hours out of this platforming puzzler, and for under $5 it might be just worth checking out for the hell of it. I know I was pleasantly surprised. Downwell is a fast-paced platforming shooter where you travel from top to bottom instead of the traditional left to right. Your little 8-bit character has gun boots that he uses to blast through enemies on the way down the well. This game is a rogue-type game, broken into runs. The player gets a limited amount of health that varies depending on the playstyle you've chosen before each run, and when that health is gone, your run is over. Along the way you can pick up gun mods for your boots to change their bullet patterns, ammo capacities, and damage. Also hiding in the walls of the well are shops where players can refill some health for a certain amount of gems. Gems are everything in this game, and as you would imagine, the more enemies you blast or smash, the more gems you collect, and the more stuff you can unlock. Downwell actually has a ton of unlockable stuff that are for the most part just aesthetic. but being able to choose between a plethora of different color palettes is a great way to adapt the medium of the game into the unlockables players are striving to collect. This game is on the more difficult side, and it'll take some time before you feel like you're getting into the groove of Downwell, but after about an hour you'll be clearing levels without issue, unlocking stuff and progressing through the game's different levels. The game hosts a variety of different enemy types, each with their own patterns to learn and master, keeping this game interesting as well as challenging. For only a handful of change, this game is a no-brainer for anyone who considers themselves a gamer. It's the perfect combination of challenge, pleasure, and price. So that's it, everybody. Another 5 under 5 is in the books here at Steampunks. And if you enjoyed this video, then please leave us a like and maybe think about subscribing. We're a small channel and that stuff really helps us out, guys. Make sure you check out our 5 games under $15 video, as well as our previous 5 games under $5 video. If you want to see what I'm up to in the time between videos, you can find me here. And until next time, guys.